Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I wanted to get this video out a bit earlier, but I couldn't. Also, this is probably going to be a longer video as I have a lot to talk about here. However, before we get to the point of the video, there was an event that happened the other day that I can't really ignore and that vastly overshadows what we'll be talking about today. Okay, so real quick, this isn't related to the rest of the video at all, and this part of the video does touch on mass shootings and transphobia, so skip ahead to this timestamp. I'll put it on the screen if you don't want to hear about that. So as all of you probably know, this is not meant to be a political channel. I talk about politics when they're relevant, however I don't plan to exclusively talk about politics. But even though I don't talk about politics and I don't want to address something as serious as this on my channel, I kind of feel like I have to, as again, it vastly overshadows the main subject of today's video. Now, I'm not going to say this individual's name. I don't believe in giving attention to subhuman scum like this, and this case is definitely no exception. What happened was, earlier this week in Nashville, Tennessee, someone shot up a school, again, killing 3 teachers and 3 students who... the students of which are assumed to be around 9 years of age. Now, some of you might be asking, Bloomity, why'd you need to address this? School shootings are normal in America, unfortunately. How is this a surprise? Well, this case is slightly different because the shooter in question was transgender, and the shooting is being used as an excuse for a hateful shitstorm surrounding transgender and non-binary people. Now, while the person who committed this heinous tragedy is very much subhuman, that is not at all an excuse for attacking all trans individuals. Statistics show that cis people are much more likely to commit these types of crimes compared to trans people. Hey, me after the fact here. I would like to clarify that by subhuman, I do not mean this person's gender identity, but rather this person was a worthless sack of shit that ended up committing a massive crime that ended up taking 6 different lives. I didn't really want to have to address this because this channel is supposed to be fun. However, not only has the shooting and its consequences overshadowed the Restrict Act significantly, but it's also been significantly damaging my mental health. Anyways, now we'll move on to the actual subject of the video. Okay, so if you haven't watched the video on my TikTok ban, I highly suggest that you watch it as it'll provide more context to this video. But basically, if you haven't watched it, I go over the TikTok hearings and all the arguments Congress people have been making against TikTok, which includes things like it's tracking my pupils to see what content to amplify, and does it connect to my home Wi-Fi? Yup! These are real arguments that were used. But of course, you already knew that if you watched the video, or if you didn't, go watch the video. Now, one thing I didn't really address in the video was the enforcement of this ban. As history has shown, bans don't work. Back in the 1930s, the government made cannabis illegal, and nobody smoked it anymore. Oh, wait a minute! And the same thing goes for alcohol in the Prohibition era and most hard drugs nowadays. Banning something will not fix the problem, even with tough enforcement. So a ban on a mobile app isn't actually going to stop people from using the mobile app. However, they found a way to try to enforce this. This is the Restrict Act, which is a 55-page bill. Now, due to its length, I will not be reading all of it. However, in extremely basic terms, it allows the president to appoint someone to create a private committee. These people aren't elected by American citizens, but are rather privately appointed. Then, these people are given a special set of powers. Firstly, they can ban any foreign-made app if they don't like it. Specifically, this targets countries like China, Hong Kong, Russia, North Korea, Cuba, Iran, and Venezuela for some reason. I don't know. Do we have conflict with Venezuela? I don't fucking know. Additionally, if an app, service, or piece of hardware has more than 1 million users, then this group of people is allowed to monitor how you use it and censor anything that they don't like. For example, if you criticize the government in a tweet or in a subreddit that's critical of the government, they can censor that. Now, there's a way to get around these bans, obviously, and that is to use a VPN. I'm sure the government won't do anything to stop VPN users. Wait, what? 20 years? $250,000 fine? What the fuck? Ah yes, this person accessing forbidden content is the same as armed robbery! Because that makes sense. Additionally, if someone provided you with access to a VPN, then that person will also go to prison. But wait, no one could be supporting this, right? Wrong. This bill has both bipartisan support and bipartisan opposition. Hell, this might be the only time that I could say that Tucker Carlson has ever made a good point.
Instead, this bill would give enormous and terrifying new powers to the federal government to punish American citizens and regulate how they communicate with one another. For example, the bill would regulate, quote, certain transactions between persons in the United States and foreign adversaries. The mitigation measures include, but are not limited to, throwing American citizens in prison for 20 years. Think about that for a minute.
This is literally just that one meme. Heartbreaking. The worst person you know just made a good point. For once, Americans from both parties are agreeing both that this is good and that this is bad. Also, there are a lot of people that are ignorant and believe that this act is some sort of TikTok ban bill, but as I just explained, it's so much more than that. This is literally a violation of the First Amendment. I also find it ironic how a lot of people demonize China for their atrocities, which you should demonize China, at least the government, because they do horrible things to their people. But then the people who demonize China will go around and do this. For a country that prides itself on being a free nation, we sure do love to ban a lot of things that we don't like. So there is one thing about the Restrict Act that I have yet to mention. That is that the Restrict Act does not exist. Yet. This bill was just introduced to Congress and thus has a lot of phases to go through before it becomes law. Now, this doesn't really make it any better, but it does mean that there is something you could do about this. Contact your representatives. Tell them that you will vote for their opponents if they help pass the Restrict Act, and don't make it an empty threat. These people know that their jobs are secure. Many of these people have been here for a long time and think they'll have their job forever. Take away that security, and they might actually start to work for the people. The fact that a bill like this could even exist in this country is absolutely disgusting. I'm not a patriot per se, but the Constitution is there for a reason, and this clearly violates not only the Constitution, but also part of the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights. This should not even be possible in a free country. So to summarize the points of this video in the most simplistic, easily understood way that even a 5-year-old can get. 1. TikTok ban bad. 2. TikTok ban actually really bad. 3. You can still do something about the TikTok ban. So this is entirely unrelated to the rest of the video, but I did want to address something. With 2 exceptions, every video I've posted on this channel has been serious. Now, I don't want this channel to be super serious or political. I want to actually have fun on this channel. However, a lot of serious shit has happened recently. So what is the future of this channel? Well, I'll still be doing commentary-esque things, but I won't be exclusively talking about serious issues or politics. I'll still address them when they come up, but I don't want to be super serious. One example of a video I have planned is I want to do like a Reddit video sometime, or like go through subreddits and review them, or like go through a subreddit and look at content within that subreddit, kind of similar to like what a lot of other people do, because you know that's something that's actually fun. Talking about freedom of speech being stripped away, not exactly fun. Basically, don't expect any consistency on the content I upload to this channel. It's just going to be me talking about things whenever I want to. Well, that's all I've got for today. Like and subscribe, and also follow me on Twitter for updates. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Basically, don't expect any consistency on